My game is to actually just present the Constitution. Let the folks first, if you can educate them, they'll have the power for decision. That's really what it comes down to. If you educate them, they'll have the power for decision. Let them make the decision if there's changes if they need changes in the Constitution, and then they can contact their representatives. They can be very vocal. They can have an opinion that they can express, and they can do it from a very knowledgeable position, which is knowing the Constitution. And that is our purpose for doing this movie.
Is that going to be one of your biggest obstacles in this movie? Because you say the broad range is from 8 to 80. People that are in their 80s know about the Constitution, but is your biggest hurdle going to get that younger age to get interested in the Constitution and know it's more than just a piece of paper, and they're not interested in it if it's not on an iPad or an electronic device? Is that your biggest hurdle to get them interested in this document?
I wouldn't deny that it is a hurdle or a challenge, but we're definitely up for the challenge, and we're very positive that we can actually reach the younger generation. And it's just a matter of having the tenacity and the persistence to continue to communicate to that generation on a level that they can understand, on a level that's real to them, that doesn't sort of speak at them but speaks to them. Mm-hmm. And I think if we do it in that approach, and once they actually see the film, we'll grab their attention. Our purpose is to hit the masses, have them sit in their seat, with their eyes peeled on the screen, with sometimes tears coming out of their eyes, mm-hmm. sometimes with laughter, sometimes at the edge of their seat, sometimes just sitting back and kind of relaxing and taking it all in. And then when the movie's done, they'll go, wow, I really now know what this country's about. I know what the Constitution's about. And I know what I can do now with any representative that, wants my vote. And that's what we're looking for. Look, we are proud Americans. We love our Constitution. We want our freedom. We will fight for our freedom and our liberties. And this is how we're doing it. And I know we can do it, and we can change.
I can see that the Constitution, and it is a very big deal for you, and you're very passionate about it. When this film is all said and done, and it's in the can, as you say, where do you think this is going to rate on your list of films that you've made?
I would say it'd probably be my best film.
And that's pretty bold without yeah. Frame number one going.
Well, I started filmmaking later in my life, but I would say this is probably the most important film until my next film that I've done. And one other thing, people also could reach us on our Twitter account and also our Facebook account, which unfortunately I don't have right here. I think it's In Search of Liberty. We want to get people, look, if the Constitution is being applied exactly as it was written,
yes,
you wouldn't have the high unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have a dumbed-down education. You wouldn't have the kind of morality that you have in this country today. You wouldn't have all of the restrictions and the restraints that are put on business. You would have the middle class in a much better position. And you would have all the people that are not in the middle class having the wherewithal to come up and rise up to a middle class. And it's all there in the Constitution. It is all there in the Constitution. And why we don't have that is because some folks believe they have a better interpretation on how to govern and how to make things better. Unfortunately, we don't see the statistics in those. So I'm back to the basic, what I call a stable datum, which is the Constitution. There's some positive and there's also some negative. I always have a frame of mind that we could be in a position to think positively and think constructively. And I think that's what this film does. It gives you, again, the reason why we are who we are in this country. It gives you the history on why we are not living in a tyranny, although, there are elements now that indicate that maybe we're moving in that direction. But this particular movie, and why I'm so passionate about it, is because if you educate the public, and especially the younger generation, you get a foothold, you get a confidence, you get a stability on exactly what the founding fathers had to go through the revolution, through the detachment from, King Henry III and the tyranny, and educate yourself. And we want to help you do that in the most entertaining, simple, less arduous way. And I look forward to your support, and thank you for that.